Good afternoon, everyone. I just wanted to pop on really quick and talk about what's coming up, the midterm elections and voting. I'm not here to tell you how to vote, but I hope all of you have voted or will be voting, and I hope that your votes will honor God. I heard it said not too long ago that pastors and churches and Christians should not be involved in the things, in the affairs of this world. And in the context of what was being said, what they were talking about, what they meant specifically was that pastors shouldn't comment on current affairs from the pulpit, nor should Christians, quite frankly, comment on current events publicly or on social media, etc. Right? Just stay quiet, don't rock the boat. Well, that's not true, and I don't agree, and not even in the slightest. But that being said, I haven't always had that point of view. I haven't always held that opinion. And for many years, I probably held the same opinion as those that just want to live quietly and mind their own business. Trust me, I want a quiet life. I do. I wish and pray for a quiet life some days. But those are not the times that we live in. And it is not the time for us to be quiet and mind our own affairs. Because being quiet and minding your own affairs does not mean that you should ignore the concern of others or turn a blind eye to the evil and unjust actions of the world in which we live in today. Not at all. I mean, if we were to live like that, if that was our actual opinion about things, then we're no better off than the priest who passed by the man who was left on the side of the road after he'd been robbed and left for dead. And how is that loving our neighbor? So yes, 1 John chapter 2, verse 15 says, do not love the world or the things of the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. I completely agree with that. So don't be involved at all with the sexually immoral, not even in the smallest of ways. Be involved with those who celebrate the murder of unborn children and refer to abortion as a merciful act, or who think that the mutilation of children is an honorable and heroic thing to do, or to support the destruction of the nuclear family, or those who don't support a biblical view of marriage. But what we should do is we should walk as children of light and have nothing to do with the fruitless deeds of the darkness. We should not take part, right, in the immoral and the unethical lawlessness that abounds in our world today. Instead, what we should do is definitely make people aware of it, and we should expose it. We should call evil evil, and we should call good good, and not the opposite, as the world does. We should be watchful. We should stand firm in our faith, act like men, be strong, as it tells us in 1 Corinthians chapter 16. We need to be a light on a hill. Right? A light in the darkness does a couple of things. And one of the things it does is, yes, it attracts attention. Some people don't like the attention. But it also exposes that which is hidden in the dark. So we are not to hide our light. We are to shine it. However, one thing we need to remember in shining our light is this, and it's really simple. It tells us in James 1:20 that the anger of man, no matter how justified you feel that your anger may be, the anger of man does not produce the righteousness of God. So speak the truth, but speak the truth in love. Be firm, but be loving. So pray. I implore you. Pray. Seek out the will of God, so that your will is to do God's will. And if you know God, then you know his voice. And you know that the Spirit of truth will lead you only into truth. And you won't listen to the spirit of error, a false spirit which is going to deceive you into believing the lies, into believing the misinformation, into believing the disinformation. But if you know God, then you know his voice, so follow God. Do God's will, honor God, and then vote. And then pray again. Pray for our leaders, pray for our nation, pray for our state, pray for your city, pray for your neighbors. If the church, if Christians don't stand for what is right and true, who will? Who will? We need to stand for what is right. God bless.